Well, good evening. I know that many of you are already wondering, why on earth have we asked this bloke to be the host for the rest of the show? Well, you see, I've been invited here by way of an interesting contrast. Because I know that everyone at Ziffer bases their success on expert knowledge, customer service, and value for money. Well, speaking as a lawyer, I can safely say these are three concepts I've never come across before. Now, I want you to enjoy the show, but I don't want you to be too relaxed. Because this story and this show is about you, which means that you are going to be taking part. But you see, one of the reasons why it's good to use a barrister in a situation like this is that I am in the position to be able to ask awkward questions, questions which everybody needs to know the answer to. Like, is Body Shop ready for Christmas? Do you have the right products available? When is the lunch break? Why on earth are we at the Adelphi Hotel in Liverpool? Nigel, if you're such a prestigious, successful company, how come you've got such a crappy payroll system? In your own time, Nigel.
I'm not going to sit here and defend our payroll system. It is a crappy system, you're right. And I think of all the things that I have to do, this is probably the #1 priority.
It's a very unpredictable business.
It is, yes.
Things can go wrong at any time.
That's right.
So, what sort of qualities has Edward looked for in finding people to work for him?
First thing he was, of course, was looking for kind of people with a pioneering spirit.
Yes.
Because they had to have the same feeling. They all knew when they came in, they started from nothing.
And what they did was to use an ingenious piece of software to assess people's personality types based on the colour of car that they drive. And what they discovered was that if you drive a black car, you're very likely to be a very driven, focused, ambitious individual. If you drive a red car, you're very likely to have an extremely high sex drive. That is the good news. But if you drive a yellow or a green car, you're likely to be very stable, very calm, frankly, just a little bit boring. However, if you are arrogant, opinionated, and sarcastic, you'll almost certainly drive a white car with a blue light flashing on top of it. IFAs insist on another ingredient, and that's service. And I'm going to have a chat with Tim Culling just to see whether that's actually going to happen. Now, Tim, you're under an awful lot of pressure in your area, because if the plan's going to succeed, the service is absolutely crucial. Now, if the business increases by 50%, surely you're just not going to be able to cope.
Well,
would you hold this for a moment?
Yes, yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, should this go into room 101?
Yes, yes.
There you go. There it's gone. Just going back to the challenge that obviously the people in this room are going to face over the next few months. You've now seen in the Body Shop 25 Christmases. What have been your best memories of Christmas campaigns, or maybe perhaps your worst memories?
The best is when you have a manager that is so inspired to create chaos, it works.
for the second year running, please welcome on stage Barrister at Law Graham Davies.
So, Nigel, you stood up on that platform exactly 12 months ago and said that in the next 12 months you're going to open 26 stores, when in fact you've only opened 18. What does that say about your credibility as a managing director?
I think, Graham, if I didn't look at what's happening in the world, looking at the changing priorities, and I didn't change, then I think you could criticise me for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome Chase Aston? Good to see you. Good to see you.
Thank you. I just have to say one thing. Graham, your head is very offensive to a makeup artist like myself. Mattify, guys. You've got to. Look how perfect that is. There. That's better. A gift from the Body Shop International.
Well, I feel like a new man, Chase.
But you're not getting paid for it, so make the most of it.
Okay.